that's this. That truck has a snare. It is broken. Hello! This is a chill Liblast developer stream. We're like trying to figure out streaming together.
Yep.
No idea how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, we're just trying.
It's possible it's gonna be terrible and absolutely unwatchable as well.
But we will learn.
Yeah, before we try, we don't know. Oh yeah, that's my control panel. That's me control panel. LED. I guess this is fine.
Okay, I see that the sound is good, but we're at like 5 FPS.
Oh.
Now, I guess.
I have an
it's
idea.
Because of blood velocity, but we were like really slow.
Oh wait. So you found this on our channel? You found the stream?
Yeah, and the voodoo room is really slow right now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's not moving anymore. It's like frozen.
Yeah, but that's YouTube. That's YouTube freaking out because OBS says...
No, my native room is frozen too.
Oh, that's weird because OBS says it's fine. No, like it says the connection is fine.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm moving the window.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I see. It's totally frozen for me.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, YouTube complains about poor quality, but I see things moving. Like, yeah, there's a delay, but that's, I don't know. Yeah, we're figuring things out. Yeah, I'm apparently at low CPU usage. I'm not maxing out either CPU nor GPU, so I don't know.
Okay.
Could it be?
Now this is weird because I can see the streaming on YouTube pretty much fine.
Yeah.
But the chat room, the one I used to hear you in real time and to screencast, that is frozen.
Okay. Ah, I see that as frozen as well. So yeah, I think.
You see?
Ah, yeah, because I like. Oh wait, I think I know why. And yeah, and you do need that. I think because I was sharing a preview and yeah, does it move now?
Yeah, but there are two of them. Look, here is one copy and here is the frozen copy. You see? This is working perfectly. This is frozen. It's like there are two of you.
Oh shit.
One of them is frozen.
Oh yeah, I see that now too. But I guess that's not a problem for stream. I think you can just hide this thing that you can disable video preview at all for something, or can you? Flip, I don't know.
I don't think so. Why is this here?
By the way, the preview is low resolution, raw resolution. Maybe now it's going to be a little bit better. So you should hopefully see something more.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that preview is stuck. I don't know What if I add it to scene and remove it? Yeah, strange. I don't know why it like makes the second the second thing.
You don't know where this
Wait!
is coming, right?
And you know what the best thing is? That both things have the same ID, so they can't exist.
They're the same.
They have the
I don't
same unique
understand.
ID. Wait, no, one has :S, so maybe that's the thing. Oh man. Oh, and I can add
The
a
meme is on
label.
point.
Yes.
It literally frozen as a reminder. Oh my god, the new one is. Oh my. Oof, I thought the new one was frozen too. Okay, no, it's fine.
Ah, it's going strong.
So.
Or we're using kind of like we're using Video Ninja, and I'm streaming. Freeman is sharing his screen and audio, and I'm trying to. Trying to make sure this whole
Oh
thing
my god.
gets
Okay, I just
broadcast.
noticed something. Hear me out. This is really weird. This
What's
is
that?
frozen, right? And this is moving. But this one doesn't have any sound. The sound comes from this one.
Mhm.
So if I mute, so if I pause this, now I cannot hear you. Because the sound is coming from the frozen one. So.
And I'm supposedly muting this first one. All right, but as long as you hear me one time, not two, should be fine. One more thing. I'm sure the video audio sync is total trash. To do that, to fix that, I will need to do.
Okay.
Because I
will
checked it.
live with this.
I checked it before, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record a video. And I'm gonna use that video. Figure out what delays should I input into. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this thing. Oh, I'm saving that. Yeah, okay, that's correct. Yep. Cool. Now we can see. The video is not. Okay, it's moving. Holy shit, but the frame rate is. Okay, I recorded too short of a clip, and the frame rate from. Oh, maybe it's not a frame rate. Maybe it's just. Oh, because. Oh no. I might not be able to record this to test the sync, because I'm streaming, and that's already a big load on the.
You're technically streaming twice.
Let's try again. Okay, I hope at least something recorded properly so I can try and do a sync from that. Huh? Oh not a single white frame.
Yeah, that's motion.
Oh, it's frozen. Oh, that's bullshit. Okay, no video audio sync for us today, I guess.
I guess not.
So, I don't know. I should check on like a different device and see how the stream is going. Or not. Or yeah, or maybe yes. Just,
I just check it. I think it's
that's like the worst thing when you're streaming. You can't just stop streaming and check how the stream is looking outside. It like it's hard to know for sure if you're like. Oh, I got a notification.
Okay, I just check it. There is like 20 seconds of delay.
Ah, that's normal.
Yeah.
It's important that the audio levels are fine, if there's no clipping, and if the... I'll not see how bad the AV sync is. Maybe I can just eyeball it if I, you know...
It doesn't sound bad for me. It's pretty much sync. Here I am talking to prove that the audio is working.
It is.
If it wasn't working, this wouldn't be sounding. Okay. But it is.
20 seconds, aye. Maybe it's half a minute.
Yeah, this is like 2
Hey, the audio video sync is perfect.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I can't believe it. Fun. How? It's the magic of Pipewire, I guess.
I don't know. Don't pretend that you understand it. Not even Pipewire understand Pipewire.
Okay, that's magic.
It's like, yeah, they're like, hey,
how...
this thing is super easy. Pipewire is really easy. It's much easier. And you ask them, okay, how do I do this stuff? And they tell you, well, go figure it out. It's easier if you have the power of magic on your side.
I wonder how the music is sounding on the stream, but I don't really know.
I don't hear music on the stream.
So maybe it's too quiet.
For me, it's like muted.
Okay, I'll try to make it louder a bit.
No, it sounds on the stream. Yeah, okay, it's fine.
I made it so quiet that it's barely there.
It's perfectly fine. Oh my god, I think we have something. This is technically working now.
What do you mean, controller or the stream?
The streaming. Yeah, we did it.
We were streaming in 1440p. 1440p.
Okay. That's pretty good. We will make it better, but yeah. You know, this is one of these things that you never think about until you have to do it.
Yeah, I haven't checked the live chat, and there is no one in there yet, but I'm gonna share the stream around on our
Yeah, but how can I see the chat? You know what I mean? I do that. I mute this one and I see the chat here.
Okay, I'm just posting we're live on Mastodon, and let's see how things go. I can also try to do that on Rocket Chat. There's no move to screen? Oh. Hope the music isn't too loud now. Okay, it's like negative 35 decibels, so that should be fine. I'm peaking like a negative 20. I'm feeling maybe it's gonna be too loud. Dang nabbit, I need to check. Speaking, blah, blah, blah. Testing.
Bla, 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 bla. Pero a ti, ¿qué te pasa, macho? Que te cojo... Mira, probando.
Let's listen to the stream.
Does it sound right? Does it sound cool?
Be too loud. Dang nabbit, I need to check. Well, it's fine. Speaking it's perfect. It's yeah. It sounds just like in my head.
That's something good to say. Okay. We have Steven here. Hi, Steven.
Woo!
We have no idea what we are doing.
Oh, I should make you a moderator. Let me make you a moderator. Hello, even Steven. Welcome to our live stream where we try to kind of figure out how to stream development together, so we just...
Yeah.
Do a bit
My
better.
current problem is that I have to see the chat on the YouTube streaming, so I have to load it twice. It's a bit
Oh.
stuttery for me.
There's an option to pop the chat out into its own window. And then you can kind of... It's hidden under the hamburger menu.
That's perfect. Yeah. Okay, always on top. I can place this like.
Wow, I think the music player is struggling. What the hell? Oh, this track is probably gonna be broken. I have some work in progress mixes here.
Okay, for the next time, I think you should use this as a theme and put it like in some place too.
Well, I
No.
could.
So we could see the chat in real time.
Awesome.
It's okay.
So, chat says everything seems fine, levels are good. That means
Thank you very much, Steven.
awesome. If the music becomes too loud, please let us know. I'll turn it down.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out how to do these kinds of streamings more often. But we first need to learn how to handle them. So we are trying to do some practice. Unfa did most of the work already. As always.
Oh, this
a
song.
good trusty Unfa.
What is that? Oh, it's center on the center. I think I need to turn down the music too for myself because I'm getting too sucked into music.
Yeah, maybe tune it a little bit down.
Because I'm just... I'm too... I'm too invested in these tracks. Darn, it's so hard. Okay. Yay. Yay. Huh. Alright, what do we want to do? One thing I wanted to do is to get the folders sorted out. So I also wanted... I wanted to ask you, Freeman, about what you think about this.
Yeah.
I think the naming of the folders is kind of unfortunate because everything is an asset, which is kind of silly. I mean, I didn't know what the word asset means when I made this. So I think I would like to separate things in here into two folders. There would be no assets. There would be system and content. And system would have all the stuff like, you know, the scripts of things that are like general, like characters and stuff. And then content could be stuff like, I don't know, like customized versions of these characters, I don't know, and like maps and weapons.
That's a good way
Not
of
sure.
doing it.
Like,
I would love to do some digging into how other people manage this. I usually take this approach, which is, I don't know, it's pretty popular in Godot, which is pretty similar to what we are doing, in which everything is auto-contained. I mean, I have the player folder sole contain all the scripts, all the materials, all the models. So if I have to change or modify anything, I can just copy this full folder. So it's pretty easy to organize this way.
Okay, so not organizing by type, like textures, materials, shaders.
Exactly, but by asset, by content, but by system. So for example, as you can see here, the player folder will have its own script folder, its own scene, its own model, something.
Yeah, I think I generally do a hybrid of the two, because if there is characters, then there is like visual stuff like the face textures, voices, definitions. Actually, the audio files are separately, and the audio files being separate is and here is a good thing, because I can set up my I can set up Ardor to export audio files to like a folder in here called sound effects or audio. Yeah, it's actually called sound effects.
I actually think the way we are doing it's not bad. They are localized for things like players or levels.
And
or
here it's easy to like
type of materials.
Here it's easy
and the common
to
stuff is
filter.
common. So I think it's pretty nice.
There is no. It's should be easy to filter. The idea of like splitting the files into system and content is that like that would force us to make Liblast into kind of a work framework built on Godot, and that would mean like every mod could be like pretty much its own game, and like the game would really be just one content pack for this framework. But maybe that's just too ambitious, because I think it's too ambitious for now. Like maybe 2.0.
Yeah, but it's good to think about it. You know, as I said before, it's nice to learn about the problems before you have to deal with them. So we can study this a bit more, see how other people approaches it, see the official guide, style guide. I think there is
Mm.
one for asset
Yeah.
organization too. So, but at the end, it's really project dependent. So before changing it, I think it will be great to have some feedback, and look for some other options.
Mm.
Just to be cautious. But I think that our current way is pretty readable. It's not messy.
Yeah, just need to change the name assets to something that's something different and not stuff, because I want to name this stuff because that makes more sense. It's like the question is why have a folder for this at all, but it is important because here we have just super main things to just upstart the game.
Yeah,
I kind of don't want to have
I
this.
think I understand what you were trying to do. That said, I don't. I think that if you are if you want to be technical, everything in a game is an asset. True. So you were right, indeed. Is it?
I should check the dictionary definition, I guess. The word is used
An
so
asset,
widely, and I
as far as I understand, asset means a part of the game. So, for
hmm,
example, if an asset store can contain code, can contain loot, can contain systems, models, animations, can contain scripts, literally everything that can be a part of the game. But I think that to some extent they are self-contained. So an asset could be a character or an audio file.
chat says assets is fine if, but generally it's for models, graphics, sound, music.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe splitting it into system and assets, maybe this way. I wonder if I could draw a line here. I probably couldn't. I mean, okay, singletons for sure. But that's just like...
Yeah, we have to be really careful because not only the refactoring, but some of their hard reference are going to break with name changes. So
Yeah. So I think I'm not gonna touch this. Let's tackle
no,
this
you can. I will
after
touch it
1.0.
to
Because I
to just
don't...
to give an idea of what you want to do. I
uh,
think it's great to experiment,
maybe I could
but just
try to
have
do
in
it
mind that
on a different branch.
this
But
this needs to be part of the refactoring because
yeah, I don't know if it's worth the time to do this now.
right now I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's just gonna make things more difficult.
I'm gonna check our issues for things that I should do. Okay. I also should check our our whiteboard for things that are our priority that we decided, which is make sure that multiplayer works and refactoring characters, scene, and script. Okay, so you are doing the scene and script, so I should do the multiplayer. Is that true?
Yeah, as far as I understand it, that makes sense. My idea was to recreate the character in a way that the gameplay is self-contained, and in the meantime, you go work on the networking and cleaning that kind of stuff. And when we are done, we have a cool character and networking more control. We can bridge the two things, and so we can use this new character to test new organization methods, inheritance, composition, state machines, So I think it's good to keep them separated for now, because that way I can work on pure gameplay and you can work on the infrastructure instead.
Yeah, I
That's my
think I'll
idea.
try to like kind of maybe rewrite multiplayer state into more of a static class that just provides classes and methods for things. I don't know, and then if there is even a singleton, there shouldn't be a singleton really. This should be spawned just as a node, as part of a game, or like part of like a game, and then up below the game you can have matches. Yeah, I should stop making singletons. Get rid of some. Just getting
Yeah,
tangled.
there are some things on the singletons that we should take care of.
Yeah, they're very useful, but if used too much, things get tangled. You don't know what touches things, and static variables are also a way to like have something globally available.
Yeah, and JSON files, for example, I think that most of the stuff that the setting singleton does can be done with classic save files. Like you save the user configuration to a file and read it when you start again, or click on apply.
Yeah, that's what I do with the settings. But it's again a singleton. But this...
Yeah, what I meant is that it wasn't a singleton.
Yeah. Okay, this could be turned into a non-singleton, but then
Yeah,
you'd have to...
things can.
But this is something that actually should be accessible from anywhere. Because, like, anything might want to know about some settings to like, act upon them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that this should be to ask questions about the settings, not for storing them. I mean, I think we should handle the saving the settings into a file from the menu and reading them from the menu, and then using the singleton just to ask questions. For example, what is the decided field of view, or what is the mouse sensibility. But the writing and writing of these values should be done without a singleton, in my opinion, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to always be able to do this when you are going to do it mainly on the menu or via console.
The saving and loading, I think, is fine here. I actually like to put stuff into dictionaries and then save that as text. Like let Godot format it into text that it can then read. The good thing compared
We
to
can use
JSON is that
resources for that too.
I think it's better than JSON in that you don't need to worry about types not parsing correctly or something, and it's mostly faster as well.
Couldn't we use a Godot resource for that? Like we could query a resource that contains all the parameters and information that we need for the settings, and we just update that resource and save it.
We could, but I don't think it really gives us an upper hand here. If I go to, not editor data, that was supposed to be not editor data, but user data. I'm gonna show you what settings look like. We have settings. Look, this is how This is how the settings look. The Liblast stores only things that are different from default. And with a resource, you like have to have everything, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know, really, I don't see a reason to have the resource. This is like future-proof because we can add new things, and if the old code doesn't understand them, it just doesn't reference them. If the new code finds an old file that doesn't have things that are new, it's just gonna add them if the user changes from defaults. I think this is really solid, and I think there is no need to ditch this thing. It's working really well.
You bested a good deal of effort so far. What prompted the idea of restructuring?
Yeah. Well, seeing the project is becoming more difficult to work on, especially with other people. When I work on it myself, I kind of have everything somewhere in my head and remember what things are and where and how they are connected. But when I'm bringing new people in, I realize how entangled it is and that it should be simplified. Thankfully, we have some people who want to help with that, and I'm excited to make it happen.
We should also gain some extra frame rate because there is some code that is pretty old that Unfa did in Godot 3. And a lot of comments and a lot of things that we want to improve. So the idea is that we want to keep the thing working, but start thinking about the future and about creating, as Sunfa said, a framework for the game. And right now our main loops are quite heavy. So we would like to keep the basic things and improve them, so we have a faster networking, faster FPS, faster everything. Because right now we're having some trouble with the FPS. This will help too.
Phil Riposta, what's up?
Hi.
Welcome to the stream. It's quite random, but we're making progress. If not on the game or its code, then on the live streaming setup and on ideas.
Yeah, believe it or not, we were like an hour and a half now before started the streaming. Because this is hard.
Yeah,
streaming is hard.
We were going for like a 90 minutes before we started streaming even, and then we weren't really ready. So yeah. I hope we're gonna make these streams regular. By the way, Freeman, I proposed Sundays in the team chat.
That's Saturday, Sunday. That's tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, we'll skip tomorrow because we're doing it today.
I mean the date, because my language is not called Sunday, you know. It's the day after Saturday.
Yes, so Saturdays are not possible for me to be like always available, but Sundays are more sustainable. You're multiplying Godots in there. What are you doing?
I just wanted to show you some cool stuff that I learned. That it could be. This is a thing that I posted as a mini tutorial, and I commented it. So screenshot this, people. Where you are trying to align your character with a planet. Most of the time, you use cross products to create a new a new basis to align the thing, but that can lead to errors with coplanar vectors. So this is a simple way to do that, which I did to again learn how to handle rotations better. And we are just creating a vector from the basis E, one from the direction we want, and then we are using a simple quaternion from 2 to create an arc and applying that arc to our current basis, and that results in this, which is basically perfect motion, and it doesn't have edge cases. It will work great for every single pair of vectors. Which, for example, if in our other game, SNMD is NMD,
Yeah.
we have the problem I said, because I didn't knew this, but it's a problem that I fixed in other way, and make it this way will be a lot of work, so it's not worth it. But for free-to things, this is pretty good, pretty solid, and pretty quick. Again, learning about movement and stuff. Another simple thing I wanted to show you as this stuff, which, as you can see, is just a noise.
Yeah.
Export a noise that we can tweak here, but this noise is not a texture. This is just a representation of the numerical values, but you have no texture for this. It's just for sampling, and I wanted to learn how to sample this for camera shaking, breathing, and other effects that I wanted to create using Perlin. And now we have. The good thing about this is that we don't need a lot of different sources. We can use the same one and just change the seed. So we can do noise.seed before the next thing we need to use it, and then go back to 0, for example. So with one single resource there, we can get a lot of different movements for the camera shake, which ideally we'll only use one. So it should be pretty quick and pretty smooth, which is what we want. And it should scale well in slow motion because it have real frequency, so that's another silly thing.
Yeah, this procedural noise is very cool, and like this with this preview, you can tweak it to your liking. And
yeah, the idea is that we can use that to setting the camera shake and see how it will behave, or the camera breathing, for example. I want to add these systems. I know that some users doesn't like them too much if they are too exaggerated, but I like to make them modular, and if possible to offer a multiplier, so you don't have to have full or non head bobbing. You can have like a 20% or something like that. And this is what I've been doing today. This is just a test concept, but as you can see, the character controller is totally empty right now. And we have a name look, which, by the way, is Godot crashed. Yeah, I love it. And now here it is. You can look for it, and it will appear as a possible created node. And this is weird because they are documented. Okay, this this is for categories. Okay, this has a book right now. So if we use categories right now, it will break the tooltips and the documentation and the stuff.
Oh wow! That is good.
You see now it appears. So we have to add the categories when this is fixed, because otherwise we can access the documentation.
Okay.
But it's there, as you can see. It explains what it does. You can create it.
Maybe you can
from the editor.
leave the categories commented out so it can just be enabled.
I thought it. I probably will do it, but it's just a category, so I don't know if it's worth the noise and the comments.
Yeah, if you
Maybe
can
it's
just
just
redo
better
it and not forget about it, like, sure. I tend to always leave stuff commented out, and then like a year later I figure out, hey, no, this is all that very not used at all, and then I clean it up maybe or not.
Yeah, I know I will not forget this because I've been waiting for this stuff like for ages, and now that it's working, I want to use them. In fact, I was saying if it worked, that's because that is because it was there in first place. So now that they are gone, we have our descriptions and our tooltips, which are pretty useful. So we can just add the node, pass it our character, our head, and if we go to open documentation, it will open the full documentation of the node, of the component, which is which works like the built-in one. You can click on the values and it will throw you to the descriptions and how they work and what they do. So the idea is that we create the documentation as we are creating the code, because Godot has now this cool feature. So we actually get documentation pages if we use it. And this is pretty nice for maintainability. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. And now
That's really good.
I'm gonna show you. This is just a bunch of exports, which are pretty clean and organized. In Ready, we're just going to disable accumulated input. If we have a mouse event, we call the mouse aim look. This is called every time we receive an event, so it's not frame dependent, and we are not limited to 60 samples per second. So this should
I also did it this way. I mean, the current character also does this. Let me see the code.
Yeah, for anything seeing this is set to true by default, which will make that you will only get as much as 60 mouse inputs per second. So if you have like 1,000 dpi, you have 940 samples that you are not using. So
yeah, I use the relative. So like, but I also like I also capture like the mouse events as they come, not like accumulated every frame.
Yeah, in my case, I'm doing directly.
But you've done way more research on this than I did.
The idea is that
I was pretty well versed in this after doing so many
controls. This is going to echo as many times as it can. So ideally, if you have 1,000 dpi, this should send 1,000 signals, which is in fact, as you can see,
couldn't that be dangerous?
No, if you do this just for the aim and other kind of input, it's pretty fine. And this if you see, there is no staircase effect because it's using all the DPI in my mouse. So this is pretty smooth without any smoothing. This is the raw input now. Like there is no smoothing happening here. And as you can see,
I need to try that.
It's super subtle. You can really aim towards. It doesn't jump like a lot of controllers online. And let me do this too. We're using now a controller. Just like that. It works perfectly fine. 2. And this is the cool part. We can set the mouse sensibility here.
By the way, it should be sensitivity.
The joypad sensibility here, and this is the curve. And this is literally from the middle of the joystick to the outer part. So we can just use these presets, for example. Now this is linear response. Now this is a smooth step. And we can allow the user to choose between these presets, so they can have a better control with the joypad, which is pretty nice and pretty visual. Tell me.
Yeah, sensibility is a different word. What you're looking for is sensitivity.
I'm gonna fix it right now.
Maybe you can like search in files and replace everything. Yeah, you can. You can search and replace throughout the entire project.
Let's hope this doesn't explode. Okay, doesn't seem like it. Okay, it exploded. Okay, the curve.
Oh, now it's sensitivity. Wait.
I cannot believe it. How it is spelled?
T-I-V-I. Maybe I can send it to you on chat.
Sensity. But
sensitivity. Oh look.
Okay.
Oh look, there is even a mouse sensitivity.
Okay, it is right now. Look at this. Cool.
Let me check. Yeah.
Okay, so let's check this. Okay. Again. Sensitivity. Why is sensitivity?
Sensitivity.
Oh my god, they are really similar words.
Yeah.
I have trouble to differentiate them. Okay, I'm gonna reset the curve. Smooth step, everything seems to be fine. Okay, it's working.
Yay!
But didn't break anything, it seems. So now that the word is fine, okay. By the way, this way of exporting nodes is just magical. It's much better. We have to implement this for our notepads because, as you can see, it's much better than the export notepad. And look at this. If I move the head here, my aim look is still pointing toward the correct node. So this is really great to have. What I did is I made 2 functions. Add yaw, which rotates the character, and add pitch, which rotates the camera locally. And then a function to clamp it. The mouse aim look is just it's called every time we receive an input from the mouse, and it just get the event function relative. We get the viewport size, and is the event relative divided by the viewport size to make it parametric. So this is technically now resolution independent, which is great. By our mouse sensitivity, and in the opposite direction. And we use our two little functions to do this. So this is all the code that there is for the mouse aim, and it already handles different resolutions, which is something that we have talked about.
Yeah,
And fixed
that was
now.
weird in Liblast. I didn't know why, but it felt strange when I was like playing in windowed or full screen. It felt like the mouse sensitivity is different. I couldn't put a finger on it, but you figured it out, and I'm very happy you did.
I'm very maniatic with this stuff. I just felt it. And there is this function, which is the joypad aim look, which just creates a vector with our look inputs, which are the right joystick, and input dot get vector is always normalized. Okay, so it's going to have a circular dead zone instead of a box dead zone. So this is ideal for this kind of inputs.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, we just get the length of the input, and we sample the sensibility multiplier using that length first. It's just we ask the curve to sample at this point, and finally we just create our vector with our decided inputs, and then we multiply it by the sensibility, we multiply it by the sensibility curve multiplier, and by delta, add yaw, and add pitch. And then we clamp it in process and physics process, because we always want our camera in its place. I can hear you.
Because I muted myself.
I can hear. Okay, I can hear you now. So that's all. That's all it takes. This little code is handling everything, and I think it's pretty nice. I would like to know what do you think about this kind of more minimalistic approach.
It seems very clean and well organized, and brought down in like broken down into small components that are. It's gonna.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be way easier to find any possible problems with this than with what I.
Yeah,
have.
we may need some more work to connect these systems, but managing them and scalability is gonna be easier. Either way, we can still use state machines with these components to have ever more control, for example, with movement. So I think it's a good combination.
I mean, for
example, I can have my move component, which have the necessary steps to apply acceleration, friction, and stuff. And we can have a move state machine which just contains calls to that functions to create specific behaviors like walking or running. I will make a proof of concept of that and show you. It's very easy. The implementation I always use for state machines is really easy, and it will make our life really, really, really better.
Chat is discussing why C# over GDScript or the other way around. I have not worked with C# in Godot, so I have no idea really. I could only regurgitate what I've heard from others.
Every single language is calling to the internal servers and bindings, so in theory they should all be equally capable. But the main difference are the difference that you are going to find between any other languages. In this case, GDScript might be a little bit slower in some scenarios, but it have the benefit of being deeply integrated inside the editor, as you can see here. And this kind of stuff is really what make GDScript a good base for most of the scripting. Because if you use C#, your artist might have a difficult time trying to interact with those systems in comparison to GDScript, which I can just export a bunch of stuff to the editor and let the designers do the stuff. At least that's for me. Of course, you can always use other languages for more intense processing stuff, but for core elements, I think GDScript is great and a little bit underestimated in general. You can definitely do a lot of stuff with it. At least that's for me. What's for you, Ufa?
I wasn't paying attention. You mean, what is the difference between C# and GDScript? I mean, hello?
Yeah, that's a question. I just said that I think it's great because it provides a deeply integrated way of working with the engine, and that makes your life easier and the life of the people who are not coders to interact with the systems you create.
So that's, I guess you're talking about GDScript.
Yeah, that's my take. What's yours? Well, what do you think about the scripting languages of GDScript? You work with other languages too, right? Because you use Unity.
Yeah, but I
stuff.
don't touch scripting in C#. I'm not a programmer professionally. I'm a technical artist / audio, sound design, whatever. I really like GScript.
Well, just say that as far as I know, all the networking is done with GDScript, right?
Well, in my own projects, I do always use GDScript because I don't know C#, but also because Microsoft's bad.
Yeah, what I mean with that is that even networking, which is complex stuff, is usually done in GDScript because it just works pretty fine for lots of use cases. It's not as slow as some people think.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be slower than C# or anything else that is like lower level. If you're gonna do some very heavy math, like, crunching thousands or hundreds of thousands records every frame, and that's GScript isn't good for that. Yeah. Oh no, that's snare. That snare is total. That's a temporary mix. Okay, skipping that track. Chat says, if GScript gets ahead of time compilation or just-in-time compilation, it will be even better. But for most cases, it will get the job done, and it's pretty great. Python was an inspiration for GDScript.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, if I recall what I heard or read about this, Godot used to experiment with using, the first version of Godot, I think it was using Python, and they also experimented with Lua and some other things, and they always found that it was not ideal, and there was some craft that had to be added on top to make it work, which ultimately led to a worse user experience. So they decided to make a custom language, which I think was a good call because it's just tailor-made for Godot, and it's quite easy to learn.
And it's not like the old Unity script, which was basically a wrapper for JavaScript. This is deeply integrated into the engine. It has a lot of care, a lot of maintenance. It is constantly improved.
It's a basic feature,
And
like one of the most
yeah,
important ones to build your games.
yeah. And I think it does really a great job being the glue of the games. The integration with the editor is just awesome. So yeah, I will say it's specifically designed to make most of the things you are going to make in a video game. So those are the trade-offs. You have really easy time working with the engine, and maybe some of the stuff is done better in other languages, but I honestly think most of the time it's not, unless you are doing like AAA super tight projects. The performance gain is not always worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, if you're going to be making like an open world AAA game, you for sure must be super worried about the performance. But for indie games, and Godot is an indie engine. What?
Control Shift E evaluates the code.
Wow.
I want a bunch of random floats. You got them.
That's awesome.
Weird, but yeah. Weird, but cool. I don't know.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, I will be packaging this as a zip and sending it to you.
Oh, so I can test your controller.
Yeah, it's super basic stuff right now, but it's just so you can give it an eye and see how things are made and give me some feedback about how you want to keep going with this.
Sure.
I don't know if it seems like this in the video, but I think it's pretty smooth.
Might be hard to tell if you're not experiencing it with, your controller, but I'm gonna see how that compares to aiming that we have in Liblast currently.
Yeah, this is the kind I couldn't do these little movements in Liblast.
Because it was like minimum 1 pixel jump.
Yeah. Technically, right now there is 2, but I don't know. I did what I could. I mean, until there is a better native way, is what we have. So I think it's nice. And there is not a lot more. I did something on the Excalibur draw. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah. I did not. I seen a little bit. I didn't jump into
today it. About the crouching system.
You want to show it on stream?
Yeah, but just the parts.
Yeah.
This is our... Here we are putting like a lot of stuff about how we are going to refactor things and we want to achieve and how we want to achieve it. Some cool references, formulas, talks. that kind of stuff. And this is just as a curiosity. This is the idea for the collision system. The idea is to have two separate
Colliders?
collision shapes, yeah, because Jolt doesn't like collision shapes being modified in real time. So this is also cheaper. The idea is when you are going down, you could clip through the geometry because the smaller collision shape could go under the obstacle, but the camera could still be there, for example. So the idea is when you are crouching, you wait until the camera has reached its goal, and then
Change the collider,
disable
the collision shape.
For the uncrouch, we do exactly the opposite things. We don't want to get stuck because we started an uncrouching movement, but we got again under something. So for encroach, it's just the opposite thing. We first swap the collision shape and then start the camera movement. So by doing this in two different ways, we should always have the camera inside an active shape.
Never leaving it outside and clipping the camera into world geometry.
Exactly, which is a common problem. So in theory, this should be a really quick and easy clean to fix that. Just changing the order.
I can see the only problem with not being able to... Hold on, I have an idea. But maybe it's a bad one. Because I'm thinking... If we have a collider, okay, maybe I'm gonna actually go into Escalate Draw and put this down myself. Yeah. So my idea is, what if you have two colliders? What am I doing? I should use this. So what if we have two stacked colliders, collision shapes, that together form the standing character? With the camera being over here. And then this just moves down. Because
but
one thing I see is that if people are gonna stand on top of each other and one of the game modes is supposed to be based around that, is then we'll see an interesting problem where people will seemingly because the character model will shrink. This will deactivate. And
you are worried about
this will be here and
one user crouch over another one.
Yeah, and then this character suddenly just falls down, and then this one can't uncrouch because this is blocked, right? And if it wanted to uncrouch and not care, then it would shoot this player into infinity because of so much overlap. But if we could have two colliders and just, disable the second one when they overlap perfectly to avoid any trouble. This would need testing. I don't know how stable that would be. And then if we animate it to move out, then the character that is standing on top of you should also moves naturally and both up and down. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it. It will not be movement technically, but character bodies doesn't have unstacking. So the lower one, when it uncrouch, will not push.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I don't think
because it's not moving towards it. is it will overlap it instead of pushing it because it's growing.
Right. Ah, that's
You know
the
what I
problem.
mean?
Yeah.
There is no
It's like
unstack.
teleporting each frame. It's not
Exactly, so it will overlap, but
Oh,
it will not interact with the other character.
we would need like a second body just to.
Yeah, if we want this, I I really don't know. Right now, I'm
We can
literally
just
don't
not care
know.
and basically do what like you wrote, what you drew, and then have just, you know, characters suddenly falling down once someone on the bottom crouched full, and then just you're unable to uncrouch because collision overlaps with another character.
Yeah.
So now they have to
I mean,
go off and
it will be harder if we will have to account for all of the rigid bodies of a game, but being a multiplayer game, maybe we can make a rule just for that. Like if there is another character over me, move it the same amount that I'm growing.
oh yeah, that could be some special case.
Yeah, we just handle it like a special case.
Yeah, so we're not really like we're not applying. I mean, we could apply physics force just to push something up, but I don't know.
Yeah,
That seems like an edge case that can break a lot of things. Maybe we should just use the simplest possible solution and not care about how weird it seems. As long as it's predictable and doesn't cause weird things that just glitch out, then that's
Yeah.
fine, I guess.
The good thing about the component system is that is exactly this, that if we see that we come with a better approach, we can just update the component. But yeah, Godot depths, please unstack. I need to be able to unstack collision shapes. I just, please.
One, please. I need this.
I need an stacking algorithm, please.
One. 4.2.1, please.
In Godot 6, my son. But I think this will be good, at least for interacting with the environment.
I think I'm getting kind of spent. What do you say we call it a day?
I'm fine.
I don't think I'll be able to do any coding.
No, I'm not going to do any coding either, because
But
I'm
we
so
did talk
tired.
through some things, and
we managed to do the streaming, which is good. So this is something we have for the next time, really.
And we had
Thank
an
you so
opportunity
much,
to chat.
Steven.
Yep.
And Phil, for sharing this time with us.
Yep. Thanks to chat.
Stuff. Yeah. Next time, hope we have some more time with you.
Yep. Maybe next
Have a
week
really
Sunday.
good night.
We'll see.
Yeah, we would like to do this kind of thing more often, and I need to practice my English too. So
that's a good reason to do it.
yeah. It's like I'm like another person when I have to talk. I'm on writing. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Thanks for checking out this live stream, Liblast chill stream, because kinda, yeah, not really a development stream. We've lasted 1 hour 20 minutes. Actually, we spent more than that just preparing together live, and even more preparing me alone. But that's how it goes. Streaming is hard, even if you've done it for years.
Yeah.
like myself.
But we did something, so I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your controller so I can test it out and see how it feels.
Yeah, I will send you tomorrow morning so you can test it. Good night, chat.
Awesome.
Good night, Unfa.
Good night, Freeman. And good night, chat.